Hey folks, Mark Johnson from TechSnobs. Going to do a head-to-head iPhone 5, BlackBerry Z10. A lot to like about both of these devices. Number one, you look at them, hardware, design, they're very similar in a lot of ways. iPhone has a 4-inch display, 4-inch Retina display that is, and then you have a 720p 4.2-inch display on the Z10. As far as thickness goes, you know, the iPhone is slightly thinner, but they're very closely matched there. Also, the iPhone is a tad bit shorter, and as far as width goes, the BlackBerry Z10 is definitely wider. So that's definitely something to take note of. Now, holding in hand, the Z10 feels very good. It's got a textured back. I mean, it doesn't really feel cheap or flimsy, but then again, it doesn't feel as high quality as the iPhone does, just, you know, with the materials Apple frequently use. Some other things to like about the device when we jump into the, you know, performance and operating system, they really look very similar in a lot of ways as far as, you know, like a big grid of icons as soon as you turn them, you know, power them up. Now, one thing you do have on the iPhone is you do have a home button, whereas on the Z10, you just have a power button at the top. And then it's another way to get the device back on. It's so gesture-based, you could just swipe up with the screen on to get into the operating system. Another thing on the iPhone, when you double tap the home button, that brings up your ability to, you know, jump in between applications to multitask and so forth. Whereas on the BlackBerry Z10, you swipe up, and then these are apps you have running in the background. So like if I click on the browser and then I want to go in the background, you just swipe up and it puts it there. So those are some of the differences of how, you know, the operating system works. You know, for the most part, the performance on both of them is very good. I haven't really noticed anything glaringly, you know, difference between the two. Let's do a quick on the browser. Let's go into ESPN.com. We're going to pull ESPN up on both. I already have it up on iPhone. So what we'll do is I'll go to a newscast here and see how fast it is. Both on LTE, AT&T. So hit those about the same. And the iPhone definitely won that battle. Scroll down. Let's click on this guy's blog on ESPN. Maybe I missed it. Double click that again. And let's click on NFL standings. Let's see. So the iPhone's a little bit faster, but for the most part, they're both very fast. As you can see, the screen size difference, you know, there's something to be aware of. And that's kind of, you know, some of the nice things about, you know, the Z10. When you know, what I like about it is a bigger screen. And I do tend to like bigger screens, but, you know, and there's really no noticeable quality difference between the two screens from what I could see. Some of the other things about, you know, the BlackBerry Z10 is the camera. Like, for instance, there is no camera button on it to get to it, but when you're on the home screen, there's just a camera button is right there in the dock. And I don't believe you can take or drag or move anything around. You can move things around, and you can make folders on the BlackBerry Z10, a lot like you could do on the iPhone. And that's, you know, that's definitely pretty cool, you know, as well. But the camera, you click on the camera button, that pops up, and both cameras do very, very good. I still think the iPhone is a little bit better, even if we're at the same conditions. You can see it's a little bit lighter, you know, on the BlackBerry. Let me double check the scene it's in. It's on auto mode. Yeah, the scene is on auto. Everything's on auto. So pictures both definitely pretty good. You can press on the screen on the BlackBerry to take a picture. On the iPhone, you can use the camera button, or you can hit the plus button up in the right top left-hand corner to take a picture. So that's definitely pretty cool. And networking performance. Now, this is where they're very similar as well. Obviously, both on AT&T, but you do have the ability on both of these to get onto 5 gigahertz networks. They both will do that. If I turn the iPhone Wi-Fi on, and then we're going to go down here. Let's go to Wi-Fi. Turn that on as well. So they both have the ability to get on 5 gigahertz networks, which is very nice. And then some other things, I mean, it really comes down to the App Store, the quality of the phone, like how do you, you know, the size of it, and, you know, kind of the media, you know, as far as the iTunes Store as well. You know, the App Store, obviously, there's way more apps on the iPhone just for the fact that it's had an App Store since 2008, where BlackBerry's just got off the ground running a few months ago. It does have 100,000 apps. You know, a lot of the apps that I've seen on iPhone, as far as like Angry Birds, are there, and you know, they do have a Box app. You know, but they don't have any Google apps right now. Google's not making any apps for the Z10, so definitely keep that in mind if you like to use a lot of Google apps. But for the most part, there is no, honestly, not most part, the reality is there's no comparison with the App Store. And then the media store with music and movies, it's kind of hard for the BlackBerry to compete on that end as well. You know, obviously it just came out. So I think the problem I see with the BlackBerry going against the iPhone currently is the fact that it's the same price, and you can't get the same type of experience when it comes to the whole ecosystem, the whole package. Now, with that being said, if you're a big BlackBerry fan, you don't really care about a lot of apps, you don't care about a lot of music and movies and so forth, and you really like BlackBerry Messenger, you really like, you know, some of the other things BlackBerry does with the security or your enterprise and so forth, it may be a reason to look at the BlackBerry, you know, because it does have a lot of built-in the social networks right out of the box, like your LinkedIn and your Twitter and so forth. BlackBerry, it's all in one convenient hub to get to. So it's definitely, as far as, you know, texting and so forth, it even has a nice feature on the keyboard where you could swipe up to choose certain words that pop up automatically. So that's definitely a nice feature on the BlackBerry as well. So it's really a toss-up, I think. But honestly, you know, I think the iPhone definitely wins hands down. If the BlackBerry was $100 or cheaper, I would definitely, you know, I could see maybe why somebody would get it over an iPhone. But both of them being $199, I couldn't recommend the BlackBerry Z10 over the iPhone. So that's my short look at the both. I mean, both nice devices. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what BlackBerry does in the future with some of their other products. They have a keyboard model coming out soon. So be sure to check out the site tech-snobs.com for more coverage. Take care.